because Pedro Pascal is Hollywood's golden boy right now, he truly feels like he can say whatever the hell he wants without any repercussions. He really thinks that he is like a god amongst men, and unfortunately for him, he is not. He cannot just say whatever he wants and not face any backlash for it because he has doubled down on his heinous loser J.K. Rowling comments in a new Vanity Fair cover story, calling the author a bully, and he is getting wrecked on social media for it. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, I always think that it's funny when somebody like Pedro Pascal says, oh, another individual is being a bully and they're being mean and they're being hateful, when really someone like him in this case is doing exactly that. J.K. Rowling didn't say anything about you. J.K. Rowling didn't come out and attack you. You're the one who decided to go on an interview and try to trash her and try to cause drama. Now, I do think that he is going to be winding down in his roles, right? He was in Game of Thrones, he's in Fantastic Four, he was in The Mandalorian and The Last of Us, but a lot of those roles have now passed. So I'm curious to see if in the next 5 years, this popularity and fame that he's got in Hollywood will kind of die out, but he's trying his very best to cement himself as the golden boy right now, that he's willing to be an activist. And, well, while Hollywood and the execs might like that, the individuals you need to monetarily support you hate that. So Pedro Pascal has once again spoken out against the Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling, this time in a new Vanity Fair cover story. The actor, best known for his role in The Mandalorian and The Last of Us, revisited his April social media post in which he called Rowling a heinous loser after she celebrated a major UK Supreme Court ruling on gender issues. Now, of course, J.K. Rowling is allowed to have her own opinions, even if you don't like them. You could voice your thoughts on her take respectfully, but that never happens with people like Pedro Pascal. He believes that his stance is the correct one, and you are a bigot, you are an ist, you are a phobe if you do not agree with every single thing that he does. Of course, we should be able to have discussions and ultimately agree to disagree, but he thinks that she is like one of the worst people to ever exist. So, in the interview, Pascal reaffirmed his stance by saying, bullies make me fucking sick. I think that it's so funny that he is claiming that she is a bully for having the opinion the majority of people have, that the term woman should refer to biological sex, but he's complaining that she is a bully when he is the one who is going into interviews and going on social media and trying to attack her and ultimately ruin her career. Like, oh yes, you are definitely part of the tolerant left. You definitely are not the bully in this situation. I mean, yikes. He has absolutely no fucking shame or no self-awareness. It says the comments stem from backlash Rowling received in April after the UK's highest court ruled that the term woman under the Equality Act refers to biological sex. This is a stance that the majority of people have. You are not a bigot, you are not an ist, and you are not a phobe for believing this, for this being your stance. She shared a celebratory photo of herself drinking champagne and smoking a cigar in response to the verdict, captioned, "I love it when a plan comes together." Now, I don't agree with every single thing J.K. Rowling has ever said or has ever done. She tried to pander to the tolerant left that is now trying to cancel her by making characters like Dumbledore gay. Would I agree with every single thing she's ever done? No, she is a feminist. But on the flip side, I can't help but agree with some of the stances she has, especially in terms of things like woman. What is a woman? It is referring to biological sex. So in this case, she's definitely not wrong, and because someone like Pedro Pascal is calling her a bigot and an istinophobe simply for having this stance is a ridiculous one, in my opinion. So Pascal publicly replied to an activist's Instagram post at the time, calling Rowling's celebration awful, disgusting shit and labeling it heinous loser behavior. So it's just clear that he is doubling down on that. He hasn't changed his opinion, but he has been in hot water with the people he actually needs to purchase tickets to see his content a lot recently. I mean, I had discussed this only a couple of days ago in a video, but Pedro Pascal and Vanessa Kirby had actually mocked and laughed at the Fantastic Four source material, and it's clear that they didn't learn anything and Disney didn't learn anything from the Rachel Zegler disaster, and it sucks to see, right? Because I know that there are some people out there who are excited for the Fantastic Four movie because there are some pretty good actors in it, and it looked decent initially, but as time has gone on, it's becoming more and more clear that this is not supposed to be a piece of entertainment. It is just another piece of Disney propaganda. Like, they want you to walk away with a certain message. They don't want to entertain you. They don't expect this movie to be a form of escapism. They just expect to feed you slop yet again, and it's just a shame that time and time again we cannot rely on Disney to just give us some really fun entertainment. They really just only are worried about keeping their actors like Pedro Pascal happy and potentially even allowing him to alter scripts. It just seems very suspicious at this point that every single character he plays has some sort of narrative behind it. Maybe it's just a coincidence because he's worked with like Disney so many times. On the flip side, you have someone like him going into interviews and mocking the source material and dividing fans even further, and none of that is a good look. And just taking a look at the Variety X post on this, there are tons of individuals saying they are no longer going to be watching any movies that he's a part of. They do not support him or his behavior. And these are people who Disney is actively pushing away by continuing to hire someone like Pedro. Oh, we can't keep Gina Carano around because she's deemed too controversial, but we can have someone like Pedro Pascal around because he agrees with our political stance, which is absurd. Hey, Pedro Pascal, you are the bully. People are allowed to disagree with other people's lifestyles. They do nothing but lie. Done with Pascal flicks. And the rest of the world wants to protect women. It turns out he's the bully and perhaps a misogynist. Usually the ones that speak the loudest have the most to hide. Nothing protects people better than feeding their delusions. So a man is bullying a woman because mentally ill men want to be in the ladies' room. So yeah, it's just not looking very good for him or for Disney or even for HBO at this point. I, of course, will be keeping my eye on this situation to see if J.K. Rowling responds. I highly doubt it. I don't think that she cares about what he has to say, but it is interesting that he has worked with HBO several times, and now J.K. Rowling is, of course, working with HBO to make the Harry Potter series, so I wonder if there's going to be any conflict there. But for now, that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. The woke loser Pedro Pascal is at it again with his attacks. But let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.